Hello and welcome to this Hustle Castle video, and today we'll be covering the Desert Treasure Hunt event and talking a little about my upcoming videos. There will be some future content on the tower when that gets released, so if you want to learn the best information possible, then make sure you get subscribed if you haven't already, and I will be getting back to your comments from previous videos once I do get the time. So firstly, let's dive straight into this event and cover the top 3 items in my opinion and the best ways you can earn them yourself. So the best item I think you can take away from this event will be this one here, the Gift of the Desert Ring. This is in first because let's say you add this item into a tank, they will deal a total of 120,000 magic damage over 4 seconds to all nearby enemies, and I would expect this to go much higher once it's made into an ancient piece. Also, if you're able to obtain this item and you are from room 11, it'd be great if you could post in the comments of what the magic damage would be every second once it's made into an ancient piece for everyone to see. This basically means it will be hitting all the enemy tanks at the beginning of battle, and the damage output is going to be really nice to see for most tanks. The second best item would be this one here, the Desert Mirage Crossbow, and that's because at throne room level 11 this bow would work amazingly with the Dragonborn, but the main issue is most people have this Space Ranger crossbow and I still think this is the better option in my opinion. But the event item crossbow is still worth going for if you don't own the Space Ranger crossbow at this time, as the damage and attack speed will be very useful at any throne room level. The last item I would say to use in your team would be this one here, and that will be the artifact called the Feathered Companion. This makes the top 3 list not because of the initial healing, but because of the pure damage it can add to fighters' basic attacks. It's not clear if it's for the full 5-second duration, but I would assume it would be, meaning if it lands on a tank, it will give them good healing at the end of the protection with some chunky damage every now and then. But let's say you have a shadow fighter, you can expect that 55,000 pure damage to be hitting way more often and dealing some crazy amount of damage. But the healing at the end won't really have a big impact as the health is generally going to be less. Now the problem, it could also land on a mage, which would actually be terrible because the lower armor, health and attack speed, so it's going to be a bit of a hit and miss depending who it lands on, but because of the benefits are so great when it lands on the right people, that's why you should try and use it in your team. Now let's talk about how you can earn these items the quickest, and should you even be paying for this pass. Firstly, you're going to want to do your daily quests. Now these will vary of course depending on if you buy a pass and on what pass you buy, so that will bring us to the next question, should you even be buying a pass at all? Well, from my experience these events are going to be great for earning resources like gold, mithril and apples, but is it worth the price? And even with these items this time around, I think for most people it wouldn't even be worth paying for the silver pass. Now this will be depending on how you feel about this event. Are you looking to upgrade your castle? Are you looking to build new ancient items and the extra mithril will help? Then I do have to warn you, this event doesn't really perform well with at least buying some sort of pass. So it's up to you in this case, and I'm just recommending not to go for a pass this time. It could also be worth saving your money and putting it towards the tower when that gets released, as I'm sure they'll have some sort of premium bonus like they do in most areas. Remember to hit that like button if you're enjoying this video so far, as that's a great indicator on what you like to see. In addition to the quests, there are many ways in earning hammers, but these ones highlighted will be the ones to focus on the most depending on what you like to do. So that's the roundup of this event. If you have any questions then please leave your comments below, and for the people most interested in the future games I play, most of you have voted for me to play the Plague Incorporate with Raid Shadow Legends and Lords Mobile fairly close behind. So I'll be having a look at these 3 games in particular as they were so close, and from what I can tell, I think Raid Shadow Legends might be the best game for me to cover properly, but for now I want to give you the videos that you want to see. So the first Plague Incorporate video will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and it will most likely be an introduction video to the game for anyone who's never heard or played the game before. Either way, there will also be gameplay and guides to follow, but that will depend on what you want to see. So a future poll will be out when the first Plague Incorporate video gets released, but for the meantime leave your comments below on what you want to see me play or do with that game in particular. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as always, and I really hope to see you in future videos to come.